The message of hope today is called Tracking Your Times. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." Among God's greatest gift to us is time. If He didn't give us time, any other gifts wouldn't make much sense. The first 8 verses of Ecclesiastes 3 gives us some great reminders about the way that a time in our life works. When we read these verses, we need to make sure that we don't skip over the repeated "a time" that is used in these references to seasons or specific events in our life. Why is a time important? Because in many cases, we tend to use our time carelessly. We fail to recognize that God's gift of time have a specific purpose. We have a time to raise our children, and it comes when they are children. If we use that time for other things, thinking that we will always have time to raise kids, we will discover that our precious parenting time has passed. These verses in Ecclesiastes tells us to fully enter the moments we have. There is a time to cry, and when it comes, go ahead and cry. The Apostle Paul recognized that there was a time to grieve, but he reminded us that we never have to grieve as those who have no hope. And there's also a time to laugh, and we ought to be known for our wholehearted laughter. Moses wrote a prayer in Psalm 90 with much of the same observations about life and time that Solomon echoed later in Ecclesiastes. He also said, "Teach us to realize the brevity of life so that we may grow in wisdom." Each moment of time that we have comes with a reminder that there are no guarantees of another like it. Each time we say "I love you" to our spouse may be the last time they hear our words this side of eternity. Each time we hug our children may be the last time we will have that opportunity. This is why we should work at living each day for all it's worth, because God gave it to us for specific purposes. Keep asking yourself each day, what has God made a time for in my life today? Am I fully using, enjoying, and pursuing His purposes?